A meeting between the leaders of Japan and Russia has failed to yield any breakthrough in peace talks. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe met with Russian President Vladimir Putin on the sidelines of a forum in Vladivostok, as he continued with efforts to resolve a long-standing territorial dispute that has prevented both sides from signing a peace treaty after World War II.
未来を生きる人々をこれ以上もう待たせてはならない。ゴールまでウラジーミル2人の力で駆け抜けようではありませんか。歴史に対する責任を互いに果たしてまいりましょう。未来を
Mr. Abe said a peace treaty would unleash the potential of Japan and Russia and significantly change the region and the world. But Mr. Putin was less optimistic. He said many issues remain in the way, even as he expressed hope a peace treaty would one day be realized.
Заключение мирного договора, они не лежат только в плоскости двусторонних отношений, к сожалению, для нас. Есть вопросы военного, оборонного характера, вопросы безопасности. И здесь мы должны учитывать и позицию третьих стран, и обязательства Японии перед третьими странами, в том числе перед Соединенными Штатами.
And Julia Chapman joins us now from Moscow. So, Julia, judging from what the two men have said, it looks like it's still some way to go before a peace treaty is signed.
It does indeed. At the beginning of this year, both Russia and Japan said 2019 was going to be the year that the two countries signed a peace treaty. But as the year goes on, that's looking less and less likely to happen before the year is out. We've seen a number of stumbling blocks over the course of this past year. Japan has raised objections to the civil and military buildup that Russia has been carrying out on the southern Kuril Islands at the heart of a dispute between the two countries. And of course, as we just heard President Vladimir Putin saying there are still objections to Japan's military cooperation with the U.S. But both leaders speaking in Vladivostok today said that they do still very much want to sign a peace deal between the two countries because, of course, this has been a row ongoing for decades now. They haven't managed to sign a peace deal since the end of the Second World War. And although they do cooperate, the two countries, quite a lot, particularly from an economic point of view, they still both would like to put the past behind them and move on by signing this peace treaty. So it does still look like it could be a way off yet.
Julia, you mentioned the Kuril Islands. It is one of the key sticking points. So why is it, though, so contentious?
Well, that's right. The southern Kurils, as they're known here in Russia, known as the northern territories in Japan, are at the heart of the dispute between Russia and Japan. And, of course, they were seized by the Soviet Union at the end of the Second World War during the Soviet-Japanese War, which happened almost 75 years ago. And there is some speculation that on the 75th anniversary of that conflict, which comes next year, that might provide the opportunity for this peace deal to be signed. But of course, any territorial dispute can often be intractable, particularly where Russia is concerned. As I say, there's been quite a lot of build-up this year on the Kuril Islands. We saw Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev visiting them earlier this year. That was something that Japan raised objections to. We've seen Russia building infrastructure there, both military and civilian. They've been improving 4G networks on the islands as well. So definitely trying to continue to stake the claim of Russia on these islands. And that doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon.
All right, well, thanks for that. Julia Chapman speaking to us from Moscow.